If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in one place. In fact, this season of Millennial and Pregnant was produced and hosted on Anchor. Here's what I love about it. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. This made it easier for me to edit my episodes on the go. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hi, I'm Fatima.
I'm Brian, and you're listening to Millennial and Pregnant.
As we begin our journey through our first pregnancy, we wanted to share our experience. We pre-recorded episodes for this close-ended series. Spoiler alert, it ends with us having a baby.
And if you're looking to get pregnant, are pregnant, or just want to have a good laugh with us, then this podcast is for you.
We understand that every pregnancy is unique and has its own story. Here's ours.
So today marks 25 weeks.
Yay!
I think, today we were saying how the time has flown by so fast. However, right now it feels like time has stopped.
Yeah, I feel like the first few weeks were like it just flew by, like
right.
you said. And then now that we kind of hit, okay, now I'm showing in the last like 3 or 4 weeks, I feel like it's just been moving so slow.
I know.
But I'm actually really excited about that because I need a little more time. I haven't fully prepared myself. So this, the slowdown of time is really, really helping me.
Sure. Okay, that's good. What, how are you feeling this week compared to last couple weeks?
I'm feeling good. Once again, my energy is still up. I can still, make it until at least 10 or 11. Whereas before my
Midnight, sometimes.
I know. Before my first trimester, I was falling asleep at 7 o'clock. I couldn't even make it through any of our favorite shows or anything like that. So now I still have the energy, which is nice. I have noticed though, my shortness of breath has been coming on a little bit more, and I'm not out of shape. We try to go to the gym and I try to do my stretches and my squats at night, but when I'm going up the stairs or if I want to walk as fast as I do in New York City, when you're trying to just, get through the crowd.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get through the crowd. I just spit on him. And that's why I laughed.
Increase in saliva production.
I guess there's also an increase in, So
right into my eye. Nice shot.
I know. Sorry about that.
Oh my God.
So when I'm trying to get through the crowds, let's get back on track. When I'm trying to get through the crowds and I'm moving really fast, I'm like, wow, I'm really out of breath. So even my mother was like, you have to realize you can't move the same way that you used to. So getting out of bed, I have to make sure, I'm not jumping up when I have to use the restroom in the middle of the night or something like that. I slowly, put
or
my...
when your leg starts to pull, you can't jump up like that anymore.
I know, I can't, which that's a thing too. The last couple of weeks is just like leg cramps. And if I skip a day of stretching my legs, then that's just the worst. Or if I had a really bad day of drinking water, it makes it even worse. Your legs just kind of feel heavy and crampy-ish. So they say to stretch and to drink water. So if you skip those two things, it's a disaster come the nighttime when you go to stretch your legs when you're going to bed, and then you're like, oh my God, it's still stretching, it's still pulling. So that's kind of been a struggle for me. So I'm just trying to make sure I drink water, do my stretches, and not move as fast. So
even today, walking through the park, I made sure that I was not walking fast.
Yeah.
That I usually it is so hard for me to walk slow or like an average pace. I physically cannot do that. So today was difficult for me to walk slower.
But this is good. This is practice, because when you're walking with a toddler,
we've walked with our and zigzag.
We've walked with our niece and our nephews, and
it takes an hour to go a block.
So you just want to lift them up and just go where you need to go. So this helps us to slow down just a little bit. So you just, you plan a little extra time to get from point A to point B.
That's true. And we recently told pretty much the world now.
Yeah, everyone knows.
But everyone is really curious about the gender of the baby.
So
they want to know that we're having a boy. And
for the most part, everyone's been good about us saying, we're gonna wait. Surprise. But still, sometimes we get those little questions. So I think my sister Mary, she was too funny. She's like, is it Harriet or Harry? So they come up with creative ways.
Harry Potter. Yes.
Or she's like, oh, I just really want to plan on what I'm getting. Like, you should just tell me the gender. Like, just try to they'll sneak little questions in there, just to see if I'll say what we're having.
Right.
I don't know. We just we just woke up one day and we decided right when it was around the time that we found out the gender, that this was something that we wanted to just keep to ourselves. So for us, it's more logical to know what we're having so that we can plan a little bit better. Right. But I guess when it comes to gift wise and everyone else, they don't really need to know. No. You can just get everything that's gender neutral. Gray, yellow, green. Boom. So yeah, it's just nice to have a little one thing. Yeah, one thing that's to yourself, and right. Who's maybe the next kid we won't dangle this in people's faces, or at least from now on I'll just start lying. No, I didn't find out the gender. Yeah, maybe even though in my head I know that we know. I guess in hindsight that's what we should have done. Yeah, just say, oh no, it's gonna be a surprise. I know that would keep the questions away. Yeah. But one of my favorite things are old wives' tales. It's probably because your mother says them every once in a while, especially from the last couple of grandkids. But I think she has a sixth sense. She's really good at guessing usually. But there are some things that she might have said, or even people who I've worked with, or friends, or anyone else that I'm like, I think your sister's was probably the biggest one, and we'll go through the list. But I was like, that has absolute, at least some of the other ones, it's you're carrying low, or you're carrying this, that makes logical sense. Your sister said one thing I literally was like, what? If what is it, the hairline on your neck? Yeah. From your hair is the shape of an M. That you would have. Your first kid is a boy. Would be a boy. It makes me mad that it's a coincidence. But I totally disagree. That makes no sense. No. Because I can probably find some people with hairlines that did not have a boy for their first kid. I was looking up something else, and it was if your mom had, if you were the first child, then you're going to have what your mom had, but the second child. If you were the middle child, then it's going to be the first child, and if you're the last child, then it's going to be the same exact order. It made no sense. But here's some of our favorite. Actually, my favorite one that your mom had said once is that to know if you're having a boy or girl, that girls steal your beauty, and I have been right all 3 times on that one with our nieces and nephews. So I think it's and it's probably not the best. It's not sensitive to say they steal your beauty, but it's just, maybe your skin is not as clear. Maybe you're gaining weight in some different areas that, it's all part of the whole pregnancy. Thing with girls, you have, I guess, extra, do not quote me, because I've said some things that my sisters would probably think is questionable as far as babies are concerned. But I think the whole thing with girls is that you have extra estrogen and stuff like that. So that, throws your skin out of whack. Not just your skin, but everything. You people say you just retain water a little bit more. You get a little more bloated, and you tend to gain weight in all over and all this other stuff. I think it's just the hormone that the extra hormone versus testosterone versus estrogen. I think that has an effect on your body. I'm sure there's some scientific. Say that's a truth. Whether it's fact or fiction, we'll say fact. Girls. I don't want to say it's a fact. I want to say that every pregnancy is different, and everyone every woman's going to handle it a little bit different. So
exactly,
if you were
all
prone,
women, you're all
like
beautiful,
I'm very prone to like water retention and stuff like that if I'm eating a lot of salt or something. So I feel like if I was pregnant with a girl and then the combination of that, that, I would probably blow up a little bit more than what I am now. So it's different. It depends on are you eating right? What are you doing? Are you exercising? Because, Serena Williams was in amazing shape when she was pregnant. And in her first 3 months, didn't she play tennis? And she had a girl. So it's like you can't even listen. Then you have, Kim Kardashian, who she had just health issues with her pregnancies, just no matter if it was a boy or a girl. So it just depends. But yes, that is one of the things when people are like, it still, quote unquote, steals your beauty. Whatever that means. But yeah.
I know. So, okay. So I'm going to go through some of these pregnancy, what do they call them? Gender wives' tales. So whether you're carrying high or low. So if you are carrying high, what do you think that means?
You're having a girl.
Yes. And if you're carrying low, you're having a boy. I would say that's sort of true.
Yeah, I've been carrying
Today
low.
You felt like it's
I even felt like it was like heavier.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like resting right at the bottom there. The shape of your bump, if you're shaping like pretty much like a watermelon, you're like a girl, but like a wide.
Okay.
Or if you're like out front like a basketball, it's a boy.
Interesting. But I guess the whole watermelon thing too, you can be
not watermelon. It's just carrying pregnancy weight all over.
Oh, okay.
What this thing says.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like the whole stealing your beauty.
If all the weight is in the front of you, it's a boy. But if it's all over, I guess that's yeah. Okay, moody versus mellow. If you're moody, you are having
a boy?
No, a girl. And if you're relaxed and mellow, you're having a boy. I don't know how anyone could be relaxed and mellow, period, having a baby, but
I think that whoever wrote this, like, I don't know. They have some beef against women. Yes, I think it's just like they say women are moody. I think this is very sexist, probably.
I know.
Where it was just like women are moody and this and that and all that other good stuff.
So legend predicts that if you're suffering from excessive nausea, you're having a girl. And if you don't throw up that much or throughout your pregnancy, you're having a boy. Now, I think that was pretty much disproven by Duchess Kate.
Yeah, because she had
really bad morning sickness throughout her every pregnancy. Pregnancy glow. So I guess this is you're stealing your beauty or not. So if you're glowing more, you're having a boy. And if you're feeling really tired and breaking out, you're most likely having a girl.
Oh my God, I'm hating this list more and more as we go through it. Because it's so true. Like in these old wives' tales and how like back in the day they were. I guess maybe everyone felt like they wanted to have.
That goes back to the hormones.
Yeah.
So extra of it. That pregnancy line, the linea nigra. So if your line goes above your belly button, and not just below, you're having a boy, and if it just stops at your belly button, you're having a girl, and you have a line all the way up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just using you as an example, but the feel of your skin, if you're drying out more in your hands, you expect to have a boy. And if your skin is silky smooth, you're having a girl.
As I look at my ashy hands right now. But once again, I have eczema and I also have dry skin. So this could just be a weird coincidence.
It's a coincidence. Are your feet always cold?
Yes, but they're always cold. Pregnant or not pregnant, they're always cold. You know when we're going to bed and I put my cold feet on you.
Cold. That's usually me. My feet on you. Maybe I'm having a boy. Are your feet as warm as ever? You could be having a girl. The color of your urine. Is it a dull yellow? It's a boy. And if it's consistent with your water intake, or if it's a brighter yellow, I should say, it's a girl.
Yeah, that's just, drink more water.
Yeah. Your eye test. You'd have to go stand in a mirror and look in the mirror. And if your pupil's dilating, it means you're having a boy. I know pupils dilate when you see something you like. So if you're looking at yourself and you like yourself, then
that is going to dilate.
How does your hair look? You get more beautiful hair if you're having a boy. But
it's called
that could be the
prenatal
prenatal
vitamins.
Exactly. The ring test, if it is swinging back and forth, then you're having a boy. If it's moving in circles, you're having a girl.
I don't know how to.
You just hold it over your stomach and whatever happens.
Okay.
The
Is
garlic.
there a magnet in there?
I don't know. They have their own magnetic field. The garlic test, which would be, I don't know if we would do this, but I guess we already know, so it doesn't matter. But if you're able to eat a lot of garlic and not smell it, you're having a girl. And if you can eat garlic and the odor seeps out your pores, you're having a boy. So if you smell really garlicky after eating a lot of garlic, that's a weird test to do. I don't know how someone even thought of that.
Yeah.
Are you clumsier?
I've dropped a couple of things. I wouldn't say I'm any more clumsy than I've been.
Okay, well then you would be having a girl.
Okay.
If you're clumsy, you're having a boy. Is one of your boobs bigger than the other?
That's a personal question. I'm not going to answer
TMI?
that one. Yeah.
It's common for one of them. It is notice your right breast is bigger than your left.
Okay, ladies. We all know, ladies, that they're sisters. They're not twins. So this one is, I'm going to throw out the window. This is pregnant or not pregnant.
Do you remember what the heart rate was every time we went in? I just know it was strong all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's like 130 something, 140 something.
Oh, okay. If it's 140 or lower, it's a boy. If it's 140 or higher, it's a girl.
Okay.
Your blood pressure. If your blood pressure is 26, if your blood pressure is higher before the baby is conceived, you're having a boy. 20. Okay, this is weird. If your blood pressure is 26 weeks before you conceive, so 26 weeks before you conceive, if it's higher, you're having a boy. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I don't.
That's so weird.
Back in the day, I don't even know how they would have.
How do you figure that out?
Were they taking people's blood pressure? Like,
Maybe.
how long ago was this written?
I don't know. Okay, am I looking thick or maintaining my weight?
You?
Mm-hmm.
You're maintaining your weight.
Okay, I'm having a boy. It's called sympathy weight. So if I'm gaining weight with you, we're having a girl.
Oh.
It's interesting. And this Chinese gender calendar didn't make sense. So you were 28 years old, and we'll say September. It says girl, doesn't add up. So those are some fun pregnancy myths. My favorite one being girl steal your beauty.
Yeah, I think that they were
because it's worked.
Back in the Back in the I really don't think I'm pretty sure. Okay, so
You're carrying
to
a
be
witch.
continued. If I have a girl down the line and you say that to me, we're gonna have some real issues.
We'll let you know.
That's all I'm gonna have in the back of my head. Even if he says I look good, I'm gonna be like, he's thinking the girl stole my beauty.
Your booty.
My booty. Yeah, my beauty. I think that
God.
just back in the day, they were just like hating on us.
You're a witch.
But like I said before, and I'll stand by this, like every pregnancy is going to be different. Mm-hmm. Who's to know? Like if I have a boy again, and then I just might blow up, or I might have hot feet, or whatever else I know.
I've been feeling warm a lot. Usually I'm.
Yeah, Brian likes to compare his symptoms.
I've been feeling cold
with mine, and so I like to joke and say that, oh yeah, it's your experience the pregnancy as well. Every time we told people, we would say we're pregnant. So I think it's just kind of he started to think that he was actually pregnant.
I haven't had as much morning sickness though. So also this baby, he keeps kicking a lot. Mm-hmm. Like it's crazy. It's amazing and fun to watch your belly go up and down.
Yeah.
With every kick. So I found these facts about your baby kicking. The first one being, kicks signify normal development of health of a baby. Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. You want lots of kicking.
This kid is active. We have a little soccer player, which is I would. So we were talking about this last night. this kid needs to be in sports that we like watching.
That means no baseball.
Soccer, no baseball, no football.
Yeah.
No other boring sport. I said hockey or soccer.
I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with us, but
I know.
For us,
F
these
'em.
are boring sports. We're not huge sports
Especially
people.
baseball.
We're not huge sports people. So
no.
If
but I grew up playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I was still bored in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But I really loved soccer because it's constantly moving.
Yeah.
And it's
fun.
fun.
I think I can get into it. I've never really watched too many soccer games, but I can get into it.
And hockey or or lacrosse.
No frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee. That would be fun.
I'll watch some track. I did track.
Okay, the track.
You just got to really be there for like 10 minutes during the race. And then you guys go out to eat.
So there we go. So the baby, so it would kick responding to external stimuli. So if you're eating or if there's noises or if someone is tapping on your belly.
Yeah.
They will respond.
Brian does all of those things.
I am constantly. I'm tapping back and he'll kick back.
And then I tap his head and I'm like, how do you feel that? How do you like that? So it's like that's how he feels when you're in there. You're messing with his space.
Yeah. Also responding to sounds. So starting in the 20th week, he will respond to low pitch sounds and gradually to higher pitch sounds as the pregnancy goes on. So
this was so true when we were in Starbucks and it was quiet when we were walking and we got into Starbucks and all the sounds of what was happening, making the espresso and stuff. And I was like, whoa, Bri, he's going crazy right now. So I think that's totally true.
High pitched noises.
Yeah, and that was like earlier. That was, a few weeks ago.
And then response to food. So the food that you eat introduces the baby to different flavors and the amniotic fluid that surrounds the baby. And these flavors can make the baby move if they like or dislike them. I guess you really don't know.
Yeah.
But
that happens too. Like when I was eating the other day, I was like, ice cream, there was no kicking after that. Oh no.
We don't like ice cream.
Hopefully they like ice cream.
Probably lactose intolerant.
But every time I have something that's like probably not the best for me, like the burgers and stuff, that's where I find the most kicking, or the French fries.
Another thing that I was reading about food and gender reveal, if you're craving meat and salty, sour foods, it's a boy.
Oh my God.
And if you're craving sweet things, it's a girl.
When we were in New Hampshire and I got all that, and I think we talked about before, I got all that candy.
Yeah, like a pound of sour stuff.
And ate it myself.
Over the course of many days. So if you are laying on your side, do you find him kicking more or less? It says if you're on your side, it will increase kicking. And kicks are felt after 9 weeks. Okay. What would you say you started to feel a little...
Actually,
like in December?
I felt it in December, but no one could see it and you couldn't feel it.
Yeah,
it
so maybe it
felt like a flutter, and some people say you don't even...
Week 15 or 16, maybe, you really start to feel it.
It was, that was a crazy feeling, but it
you
feels
felt
like
off
a flutter.
Balance.
Yeah.
And reduced kicking just might mean the baby's in distress. So so after 28 weeks, once we get to 28 weeks, you need to keep track of baby kicking.
Oh.
Usually he'll kick about 10 times in 2 hours, and reduced could just mean he's, in stress. But, it could also mean kicking could also indicate future behavior. So babies inside the womb, it'll influence temperament in early childhood. So, we'll see. It doesn't really explain what a lot of kicking means.
Yeah,
but
I'm hoping this kid is calm. maybe not so much.
He will be a Gemini, so not to hate on the Geminis.
See, like every day is different. So one day he's kicking like crazy, and the other day it's like just a couple when here or there. So that's his change and his two sides that he has right now. So
true.
He's exercising now, or practicing right now. So we'll take the good and the bad.
That's true. But I honestly, I cannot believe that you're heading into third trimester
very soon,
in a couple weeks. And I'm excited to find out if some more of these myths are true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, you have a 50-50 chance. So,
exactly.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and that you didn't take any offense because these are not these are not
pregnant women out
these
there.
I don't 100% I do not believe in these things, and I think you just need to know that everything is different, and based on what you were experiencing before your pregnancy, that can affect how your pregnancy is going to go. So you want to modify, bad behavior that maybe wasn't the greatest when you're pregnant, or, and maybe you were the healthiest person and then you became pregnant and you just feel like the most unhealthy person. And that just happens. I mean, at least it's temporary.
True.
And there's a prize at the end of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Millennial and Pregnant.
Please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss another episode.
To follow our journey in real time, head over to liliesandloafers.com.